Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're at Ant's Community Garage, the self-service garage that I've been working out of for the past couple months. And today we're going to be working on my 1997 Honda Civic hatchback. And if you guys haven't seen the previous video on this car, I'd really recommend checking it out, and I'll make sure to leave a link above. So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be doing more suspension upgrades, following up what I did last time on the car. In the last video I did the rear lower control arms as well as the subframe bracing that we got from Trueheart. And I'm happy to say today that we're going to be doing the front end. We're going to be focusing on the lower control arms as well as the upper arms. We should probably go into the shop. So let's do it. Okay, and here we are. If you guys haven't seen this, this is my 1997 Honda Civic hatchback that I actually bought from auction, and it started out its life as a biohazard. Now, this has been a very extensive, long build and journey that I've been doing with this car, but luckily I've gotten to a place where it feels pretty good, but still there's a lot of bushings and things of that sort that are definitely worn out, and we're going to be replacing that all today with the following products that I have here. So what we actually have here is the lower control arms and the upper control arms, and I was able to easily get this from AutoZone, the sponsor for today's video. And I want to give them a huge shout out. For the DuraLast products that we're going to be using, what's nice about this is going to be a really good OEM equivalent. And what's nice about these upper arms, for example, is that there's a lot of adjustability that you wouldn't get from stuff from the factory. So we have the ability to adjust the camber and the caster, which will come in clutch when it comes to doing the alignment. It's not going to be anything crazy, you know, not full race spec -4 camber or anything like that, but it will be really good for us to run on the street. Because one of the things that I was really worried about, because there's so many different lower control arms that you could get set up, is that with these bushings, this is going to be a really good OEM equivalent. Hence, if we do something with like a polyurethane bushing, it might be pretty harsh on the street. And I do want this car to still be pretty streetable for us to use. So this is one aspect of it that we're going to replace, and then we're also going to be doing the lower control arm bushings, which is going to be on the back side. Again, this rubber over time just deteriorates, and I'm telling you, for a car from 97, I almost guarantee you, if it's anything just like the rear arms, then these are going to be very worn out. And the reason you would do stuff like this is really for the handling ability, and the fact that I take this to AutoCross and have my fun with it, it's really a good opportunity to be able to take it out and have some good fun with it. And that's going to be the goal for this before we start doing the engine swap, which I'm also going to save for you guys for another video. But anyways, as we go over to this, we have the car. Most of this is just on coilovers. Again, we did the rear section of the car, and honestly, the coilovers did do a tremendous difference to just the handling overall, and I think that there's going to be a lot of benefit to doing this. And what I really loved about AutoZone is the fact that I was easily able to source this stuff. So again, huge thanks to AutoZone. But with that being said, let's crack into this, take off the wheel, and we can show you guys what we're going to be working with today. As you can see, most of this is fully original, besides the coilovers, of course. Brake lines look pretty good, but I think when we approach this, it looks like Jacob and I are going to attack the upper arms first. So there's going to be 2 bolts that are going to be underneath the hood that we need to get to. And then there's this cotter pin that we'll take out along with the castle nut. And once we take this off, everything should be pretty loose. And I'm hoping that with a good whack of the hammer, maybe right here on the spindle, we can pop this out, take the arm off, and then we can start approaching the lower arm. Now the lower arm, of course, is going to be underneath the spindle itself. So it may be a little bit tricky for us to get underneath here, but we'll try our best to give you some more insight here. So we'll raise the car higher up. As you can see, again, another castle nut with a cotter pin. We'll remove the bolts here, here, and here on both of these sides, and it should disassemble everything so that we could take the arms off and then replace these. So as you can see, this looks pretty original. I do see that the bushings are starting to crack just because they're so old. Granted, I mean, this car's from 97, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is all original. Luckily, the CV axles look to be in pretty good shape. And then we also have the lower control arm bushings, which are down here, and you can see this little rubber piece sticking out. So there's 3 bolts here that are actually holding in the bushing, and it may make more sense, since we're going to replace this anyway, that we just do this all in unison and take it all out as one piece, and then we can disconnect it from this section of the arm and then replace it. All in all, no rust, no crust, nothing too crazy here, and it's just amazing for such an old car how simple this is. Because I mean, granted, this could be a complete nightmare for some other cars. I mean, you've seen the BMW stuff. So this will be a good place for us to start, but I think we really just need to get our hands dirty and start taking things off. So cut to the clip.
Honestly, going pretty smooth. We're gonna have to pop open the hood and drop the car a little bit, and then we'll get those 2 bolts for the upper arms, and then maybe we'll just whack it with a good old sledgehammer. or I'll just use my head. I hope all this audio is getting picked up. All these guys in the background are just doing a full audit on my mechanical skills here. You're not holding it right.
It's so easy to judge when you're not doing the work.
Oh, for sure.
That's the best part. Yeah.
Really? Oh, shoot. Put it on my tab. Is this in shot? Which way am I going? How did I forgot. Wait, lefty, Lucy. I wish it.
You gotta look at it like you're looking at it, you know?
I'm so confused, man. If I tighten it, I'm sorry. Am I tightening it? I am tightening it.
Pull it towards you.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Alright, cool.
You're about to punch something really hard.
Oh, God. Okay, so now we're underneath the hood, and I know that I need to provide you guys with a much more extensive update. And the reason why I haven't provided much with this is because I've been culminating all this stuff to do a K series in this. So right back in the corner of the shop, I actually have a K20 Z3 6-speed transmission. And my plan is for us to do K24A in this. So a JDM K24A out of a Accord Type S. Don't want to go into all of it just yet because it's going to be a long, long journey for us. But for today, we're just going to focus on these two bolts that we're going to be taking out right here. The bolts that we're going to be attacking are going to be the ones right here that hold in the upper arms. So you want to make sure you don't mix this up with anything else. And again, should be a good amount of access for us. Maybe on this backside one, it might give us a little bit of trouble, but I think this is what, like a 17? I mean, this car is just being held on by 17, 19s, 14, 12s, and 10s millimeter sockets. It's amazing. So this should go pretty quick, and then we can bring this back up and we can knock them out. Probably be best to use a bigger ratchet, but I was able to get it pretty loose, luckily. This one in the back is going to be a little tricky. I don't think I have to take anything off to get to it, but I'll just have to kind of finesse my way back here. It's not ideal. Nice. Let's at least take this guy off here.
Yeah, just leave them loose. Cool. We'll come up back to them and it'll just pop straight out.
Yeah, let's shoot it back up real quick.
I'm gonna take some of this stuff. Get it right up in here. Maybe that makes a difference.
We'll go right here, slide it off, give it a nice little knock-knock joke.
Yeah, just don't
hit the body.
Don't combine your finger with your fender. More.
Needs more power. Dude, separate. Is this separated?
Just keep going.
All right. This is really not good. Did it move at all? Okay, so after not hammering on this for what felt like 5 million years, it just magically came apart. But I gotta give a huge thanks to Jacob, honestly. He was the one that bashed this to death. We got lovely grease coming out of this guy, so we're gonna take it out the rest of the way from the top. And I mean, look, we're safe.
Should just fall out.
I know, it just fell out, right?
Always wear eye protection.
Yeah, so the next thing is you only get one set of eyes, so we have our
Yeah.
premium performance goggles.
Premium eyeballs. Yeah, you can't turn it by hand.
You need some Ugga-Duggas? Where's the bolt? Oh, there it is. You're just waiting for the extravaganza of it just to drop, huh?
Oh, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Oh, am I tight?
You're tightening it.
Oh my god. I don't know why I'm getting lefty loosey and righty tighty so mixed up today. Up is down and down is up. I think it's ready to come out though.
You gotta pull the bolt through still. You still have to keep going.
Okay, what's up?
This angle is hilarious.
What is you doing, bro? You trying to expose me, bro? Yep, it's out. All Alright, so here's a side-by-side comparison. This is the OEM upper control arm, and then this is the DuraLast. You can see how much more robust this is, especially with the adjustability. Looks
yeah,
like
it's like twice as thick.
I know, right? I mean, look at the construction. This feels like it just doesn't weigh anything. Almost like you could bend these really easily. There's grease popping out of it. This one, of course, has the jacket on top, but it's been pre-greased, has everything that we need, and it looks like it's a really solid equivalent. So let's put it back in. What I'll do is I'll put these side by side, and we're just gonna do a little bit of eyeballing. Of course, I'm gonna get an alignment for this. So precautionary measures, if you're gonna do the same exact thing, you wanna get an alignment after this, because eyeball's not gonna really cut it for us. So
Mark once, cut twice.
yeah, or cry once.
Cry once, try once. We are not professionals.
That looks pretty good. Something like that?
Yeah.
Cool. Sure.
Does it really matter? I don't know.
I don't know at this point.
Will this get you down the road? Probably.
I would hope so. My wheel's gonna be doing the stinky leg. Tighten these bad boys up so they don't move and kill us. Now we're driving home. Feels snug. Of course, you want to do it in a spot where it's not gonna mess it up. So I picked a spot right here where it's nice and meaty, so it's not gonna take all of that stuff off. So now I'm gonna do this side. Try an eyeball measurement a little bit. We made our mark right here, and we just centered it down the middle. I don't know if that's gonna be correct, but it'll be enough for us to at least figure out where we need to be once we take it to get an alignment. I'm gonna start off one of these, just so we have a little bit of a bite, and then I'll put it in the vise.
The point is that you don't want that sliding back and forth while you're driving.
Yeah, can you imagine the wheel?
Just hopping around.
Oh, for sure. I might. Oh my god, I'm loosening it, bro.
I'll be here all day.
Just be taking out all the bolts.
I like this.
We're gonna be here a while. Oh my god. I'm just gonna rip my arms off today doing all this. Speed this times 400. Stopped by AutoZone and we got some fresh cotter pins. Make sure we can do this right. All you gotta do, make sure you line up the castle nut, and then we'll just bring this back around and make sure this doesn't come in contact with anything. And Jacob's like Picasso and I'm like a 4th grader when it comes to putting in cotter pins. Oh, there you go. See that, this is what you actually do, and then this is what a goofy guy like me would do. Oh, really? That's never coming off. Sweet. Beautiful.
This side might be better for hitting.
You're always right. Should listen to me more.
Let's see if they have a ball joint splitter.
Okay. Okay, so we had to use multiple things to get this off. Jacob and I had to troubleshoot a little bit. We tried using a pickle fork, smashed it to death, was not enough. So we used a ball joint separator. So essentially what this does is it slides right underneath the ball joint and where it connects to the arm itself, and it puts so much pressure on this. When you tighten this down, it tightens it up so that it finally separated. Made a horrible popping noise. That was kind of scary.
About flew across the shop.
Yeah.
But we're good. We still have our hands.
We're very safe and we're all good. But now we're just getting to the point where we're gonna loosen this bolt up, take this out, take this bracket out that holds the lower control arm bushing. We'll replace that and then we will get back to it. So, yeah.
You good?
Yep. Now we take this off. And to get the orientation right for the bushing, which helps a lot, is that it says up. So this is gonna be pointing towards up on the chassis. And then the biggest thing that's also gonna help us too is this little piece of rubber that's almost like the alignment piece. So that when we put this on, the bracket can only go on one way. But overall, this arm, you can see that this has been here forever. I mean, these bushings, when they start beginning to rust, getting pinched in the corner like that, it's time to go and replace these. And this will make a tremendous difference to the handling. So we're gonna blast off these so that we can put on the new arm. Okay, so here's a look at the replacement arm. And it's gonna be in this orientation like so. So we'll blast these off right here, and then we'll be able to connect this back on. I believe. We'll put this back up together, and we'll put this here. We spent some time, we got the arm together. It's right there on the ground. Now we just wanted to show you guys what the brackets. So we're gonna take this off. This is the old bushing, old versus new. Now, it's okay, but it feels very spongy. So, for us to line this up correctly, I wanna have this going through here, like so. Right.
It might need to be compressed into place.
I see what you're saying. It's a good squeeze
Like
on
with
there.
the bolts, we'll compress it into place.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just have it in this orientation.
Kind of loosely fitted for now.
And we'll put it on here.
There we go.
Sweet.
And then we can
Mock this up. We put this on upside down.
did we?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, we did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks a lot better. I'll try and line this up while we're at it too. Oh yeah. Nice. All right, now we are finally wrapping things up on this side of the lower control arm and the upper control arm. So we have both installed. As you can see up here, we have the upper arm is in where it needs to be. Once we take it together in alignment, it'll be very easy for them to make adjustments. We'll probably want a little bit of negative camber since we're gonna be taking this to the track. Lower control arms we got in here, a little bit of a fight, but wasn't too bad. We were just dealing with some difficulties here on this castle nut, but luckily the impact saved our lives. We made sure everything is nice and tight. We have new lower control arm bushings and these new arms. Along with this, I mean, it's gonna make a huge difference, especially when we take this out to the streets. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And now we're gonna start focusing on the other side. So it's gonna be the same story here, but this will kind of give you a before of essentially what it looked like and what we're gonna be dealing with again. So once we take the wheel off, you can see these old arms. Pretty sure these are original, and replacing bushings and things of this sort will really make a huge difference when it comes to this stuff. So mission accomplished. Now it's just a matter of us putting our heads down, getting the rest of the car done, and we'll see what it looks like once we're done with that. All right guys, we're wrapping things up. We just did the other side, and man, we were flying through this. It went so quickly for us. Luckily, not too much trouble when it comes to separating the arms. I think if you're gonna be taking this on, you definitely wanna have the right tools with you, especially pickle forks and the arm separators are gonna do a huge number, just making this go so much smoother. Because you have to remember, a lot of this stuff, it gets stuck over time. Luckily, the ball joints don't look too bad, and for the most part, I'm really excited to take this out to the track, and we can see that we can really expedite when taking this out. But anyways, we're gonna be putting the wheels back on, and Again, I'll make sure to leave everything linked down below if you're going to be going through this process on your car. But with that being said, I want to give a huge thanks to AutoZone for sponsoring today's video and making sure that we can keep this Biohazard Civic back on the road.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so we're here at Evergreen Speedway today, and what I'm actually going to be doing is taking out the Civic after we just did all the modifications. So it has all new upper and lower control arms in the front, and then we also did the rear arms in the rear with the subframe bracing. And I'm really keen on seeing what the results are going to be, and as you guys know, we're going to be doing the K-Series build on this car, so this is going to be the last time that I take this out to the track with the original D16 Y7. But I did kind of want to bring you guys up to speed on what the alignment looked like for this car. So granted, we had the camber at 1.2, so we dialed it back. Now it has negative camber in the front, a little bit in the rear, and we towed everything out, and we got the caster on point. I'm running about 38 PSI in the rear, and then also in the front too, so I'll experiment a little bit with just the track settings there. But really, I mean, we're just going out here to have some fun. Just put your foot down the whole time, no power. So this would be a really good baseline for us once we come back here after all the K-Series stuff, or however long it takes, or hopefully we don't run into a tire wall. So got lots of cars out here today. I think it's pretty much sold out for the most part. I mean, there's so many cars out here. So I think we're just gonna go out there and we're gonna have a blast. So I'll bring you guys along with me. I'll get some stuff in the car for footage, and yeah, we'll check it out.
I thought I was gonna hit red line. Turn off the AC. See how this thing feels. Oh yeah. It handles very well. Very, very well. I'm gonna take these turns a little bit wider than I usually would. But the alignment in the suspension definitely made a difference. It feels fantastic. It's even got a little bit of oversteer. I wasn't expecting that. Oh yeah. No power, but it makes up for being so nimble and light. Beautiful. On the brakes. Still very fun. Oh man, I'm gonna miss this little engine. Great car, tons of fun. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.